So, you guys know that I am the occasional Stoicheia enjoyer. My first deck of the format was, of course, Magnolia, because best girl. And honestly, she's still bringing it like 15 seasons later. I've dabbled in the time travels of Roa, tried to hype up the word of our Lord and Savior Kingfisher, and of course, speaking of best girls, don't make me get started on Ruka here. Don't make me get started on how I will be playing the crap out of Nauglia when it comes out. But, there is another Stoicheia deck that I have played pretty much since it debuted, and that is the World Tree Drum Major herself. The big, bad Lianorn, and I love her so freaking much. We played Base Norn, we played Mass Norn, we played Vibase in the past, and could not wait for these cards to go live because as soon as I saw the art a couple months ago when they did the reveal or whatever, yeah, we knew that I'd have horrible light for this video. Look at this. Why are these slats open? So let's go ahead and dive on in. As always, if you guys enjoy this kind of video, make sure to leave a like so I know to keep doing this kind of reveals, and maybe while you're down there, hit subscribe. So anyways, we got a new Corphie because this is a brand new ride line, and that's all I really need to say about it. Starters is starters. It only matters if they need a name and soul for any reason. Fortunately for us, we do have a reason this time, and that is the new form of Gracia, the traditional grade 1 in the ride line. She is now the budding sensation Gracia, who has 2 skills. Second of all, because it's kind of familiar, during the battle at this boost, if you have a Vanguard with Unison Dress, that's not familiar, then this is going to get +5. Unison Dress, as you guys may remember, was exclusive to Lianorn Vibase. That was basically once you rode into one, you would become this Unison Dress state, and that's keyword for the deck now. So I guess turn 4 onward, she's a good booster. We're not going to spoil it yet. But more importantly, she has an on-ride skill in the fact that when it is placed over the new Corphie, so she does matter, reveal the Bandmaster of Blooming Dreams Lianorn Traumed, the new version of Lianorn, from your ride deck, and you call a plant token to rearguard. This is so much fun. Lianorn traditionally didn't really care too much about its ride line. Like, the original Gracia just kind of called herself out once you rode over it for a free grade 1, so the +5 boost was decent. But honestly, you played Order Norn and you played the original Order grade 1, or you just use Roa ride line straight up to make some tokens out of it. Having a new version of Gracia that actually calls a token out and says, hey Roa, how's it going? Let me do my job for once. Thumbs up, we enjoy that. Moving on up the ride line, we have a new version of Rektina as well, because of course we have to revamp all of the original ride line. This hopeful tune Rektina says that first one was rode upon by a great view of Lianorn, so you could use this in any version of Lianorn, but I mean just be going into Grand March or the new one. Choose one to be Vanguard and reduce the cost of its original auto abilities by counterblast 1 until the turn. Cool, so you have a free effect for your turn, that's pretty neat. And on rear guard, if your Vanguard is in Unison Dress, once again, this gains boost and the ability to intercept for the back row. So once again, this is just another plus-up version of Rektina. I do kind of like the original Rektina's ability to just call a grade 1 out of a drop zone by Soul Westerner, but I mean, Soul did matter a little bit in the past. I'm not sure how it will in this new version, so upgrade is upgrade. Like I say, cost reduction is always sweet. We'll have to actually read what this version of Lianorn does to get the counterblast ability, but the original one did cost a counterblast, and I compared to the other forms where those have to be like written over the original Vanguard, which this is the card that she grants it to. So, probably pretty good. Once again, it being a boost in grade 2 is kind of nice because that is what the original one did, but this one also gets the ability to intercept for the back row, so plus up a little bit. Love it, Rektina. Good job. Alright, here's what you all are waiting for me to say. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to drop me a tip on Ko-Fi.com/RagonSkyridge or check out my page on TCG Player. No, actually, yeah, it's Traumend time. It is time to see Lianorn in all of her glory. Look at this freaking art. It is beautiful. Lianorn always is. I love the art on every single Lianorn. I love every single Lianorn. It was like the OG waifu deck because I am a band geek. I love the whole aesthetic of this deck, and her being the big world tree girl that just gets beat by other cards for big attack. We just vibe with that. There's a reason I've been a Lianorn player for so long, and I'm so happy whenever she gets support. Anyways, the card itself is going to have a couple abilities, so many that's actually cut off by description and things, so let's click on that. We have, and I'm going to mispronounce this every time, the Bandmaster of Blooming Dreams Lianorn Traumed, or Traumend. I think it's like Trauma plus Men, something like that, which is weird because this has nothing to do with Angel Feather or healing. Anyways, you got a couple different abilities. First of all, Vanguard Circle. This is in Unison Dress. Remember what I just said for the ride line, having Unison Dress in it. Cool. Traditionally Vibase, you only got that once you ride a Vibase, and you can't like ride deck the Vibase, so you have to be turn 4 onward to hit Unison Dress. This is good because there are a couple of support cards that do need you to be in Unison Dress for the original Lianorn Vibase. So here you go. I'm not gonna say this wrong the whole time, it's probably Vivace. Now, second off, Vanguard ability. Spoilers, these are all Vanguard abilities. All of you rearguards with Lianorn in their card name get boost and grade -2. Honestly, this was like my favorite thing reading this card. Back when I originally read it right before I went to work. I can't record these reveals as they come out since they literally happened right before I go to work every day. That's a little annoying, it's whatever. Yeah, Lianorn, as you know, has had quite a few forms in the past. We have Trout Norn, we have normal Grandmaster Norn, we have Master Norn, we have Vivis Norn, we have... I think that's it. Plus this one, I guess this counts. Fact of the matter is, you can literally now boost Lianorn with other Lianorns, and that is hilarious. I want to generally make a build that just runs, like, 12 rearguard Norns or something like that. I don't freaking know. It just seems funny and I love it. I want this is the true Unison dress being boosted by yourself in other Persona forms. I love it. So for her actual skill you guys probably care about once per turn. While this attacks while not being boosted, stand all of your back row units with boost and they boost this card. This is traditional Lianorn, I don't know if she's always stood them, but she's boosted by the back row. That's how this card's worked, unless it's Vibe based, because Vivace once again gets boosted by everything. So what happens when she's boosted by them all? If she's boosted by at least 3 units, you can cost Counter Blast 1 and Energy Blast 2. There's the Rektina thing, so it's effectively Energy Blast 2 for the first time that you do this. This gets Drive +1 until end of turn and performs one of the following. Right there is kind of like a form of Lianorn that's not Mask. I don't know why Mask doesn't get the extra drive check, but you get an extra drive check and you get a big booty attack being boosted by everything. Alright, so moving on to what she does, because there are 2 choices for when this happens. You either choose 2 of your back row rear guards and stand them. Very traditional for normal Lianorn, or if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your rearguards, stand that unit and this unit, until end of turn they get plus 10k, drive -3, and cost. Put a card with Lianorn and its card name from rearguard or hand into soul, and this gets drive +1. And they also get drive. Oh, and they. Hold on. It has been like an actual day since the card's revealed and since I recorded this in the morning. I never saw the they there. I assumed it just gave the Lianorn. I don't know. This might be like Blaster Dark 101 where you have to still hit the over trigger to give it that drive check or whatever. But they? Does your rearguard get a drive check? If that's true, that's insane. That's a 5 drive turn with 3 drive checking units. Even if not, you still drive on Lianorn, so that's pretty solid to have drive 3 and then drive 1 on the restand. I'm going to find a judge ruling on this, but comment down below while I'm waiting on the judge ruling to kick off. We'll have that in the testing video if I do a proxy fight video with this. Make sure you subscribe to see that go live if I do. But if we get a 3rd drive checking unit, that is insane. In my opinion on this card has already changed immensely. That said, even without that, we have basically a card that says that you get either 3 attacks on your grade 3 turn or at least 5 on your grade 4+ turns, meaning that you can swing rear, van, rear, something like that. There are, of course, combo cards that work out, such as everyone's favorite dragon for Lianorn, that is the Clapping Dragon. That help you get an extra attack off it. So if you run that, you can extend up to 6, I guess, but that is going to be a win more situations that uses more resources. So play that as you will. Very solid. I think once again my favorite part is just the fact that it can boost with other Lianorns, but that does inspire you for the other effect where you want to soul charge a Lianorn. So if you have too many grade 3s in hands, you could pretend like you're more Kawa and say Lianorn best girl, here's more Lianorn. It makes sense somehow. It's really written. I believe my Lianorn Discord is already considering the fact that you only run a couple of these for your rod deck line and still run into Vibe base afterwards. This is gonna be some experimentation. I really want to do the all Lianorn build. It sounds so much fun now. Then, rounding things off, we didn't just get the Rhineland, but we also got a pretty cool support unit. Only one today because it was a fight between 2 cards, and there's some Chris Rain stuff. If you want to see me talk about the Chris Rain stuff, it's like 2 cards. But for me, Chris Rain is the exact opposite of Lianorn, in which case I care about the character and not the deck. Because Lianorn, we care about Urara. I mean, I acknowledged the greedy girl from last episode. That was pretty cool. But literally, Mita was right there playing her. And you already know how I feel about that. Anyways, our best last card is Artful Display of Unified Hearts Mollmoire, something like that. First of all, once placed on rearguard, choose 1 card with Unison Dress ability from your hand, reveal it, and if you revealed that or a Vanguard in the Unison Dress state, you're going to counterblast 1, draw a card, soul blast 1, call plant token to rearguard. This is a combination of a couple things. First of all, plant calling. Once again, make board off of this. One of the big things in Lianorn is you always have to have a full board because of the whole boosting with your whole back row thing. So anything that can generate anything is solid. There is a reason that we ran Railroad Line in the past to just generate a free backfield of tokens just to be safe. So that's solid. Drawing a card is solid. Counterblast and Soul Blast 1 to pay for both these is kind of sus, but we really have to start looking at our usage of resources in that case. So Traumend uses a Counterblast, so there's one right there. That's the 2 Counterblasters if you play this and you activate Traumend skill. Once again, this falls in the new kind of clause of either reveal your Vanguard or just have the thing with that keyword in its name, so that's a decent cost. Okay, card lets you just draw a card and call it a minor unit. Let's see what the second skill does if it's worth it, because this is still a triple rare. Alright, so second ability, when this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is in unison dress state and your opponent's grade 3 or greater, choose one of your back row rearguards and increase this unit's power by the power of that unit until the end of the battle. Essentially, it's a grade 2 version of a grade 1 scissor board that we ran in the past that basically said that you could call up some plant tokens and then it gives power something in the back row. Very, very solid. The only thing is right now we're looking at, I've just 5 new cards revealed today, 2 cards that call up tokens, which are not going to be a lot of power. Granted, there is an order that makes you fly. There are a couple orders that give you a lot of power in this deck, so you can do that, order an order once again if you want to use the Zorga ride line, but overall, looking at a card that gains a lot of power off of a build that currently does not gain too much power. But I guess if you do booster Lianorns or use the old Dragon promo grade 2 that got power and restood and stuff, I can see it. I can see the sauce. But that is a real quick look into the new world of Traumend, the newest Lianorn to join the band. What do you guys think? Do you think this new form is amazing, or are we just going to hang out with Grand March and just use the new ride line? Are we just going to play Mask more still, because it's apparently a good build that I need to start looking at a little more. I freaking love masked decks if they're viable. Or is Unison Dress guaranteed onto Unison Dress going to speed the crap up out of my base? Make sure you comment your opinions down below, and while you're down there, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're so close to 350 when this goes live, and you already know there's plenty more card game and coaster content coming your way. So, until next time, this little bean geek is about to drum himself up to get ready for work, and I might have to print out some proxies to start testing this thing. So, thank you guys for watching, and always, embrace the infinite.